I don't know if you guys
Sorry.
Yeah, get it all out. Get it all out. Are we recording this whole time?
Yeah.
Nice.
Gotta have an intro in there somewhere.
All right, Cracker Jacks, you're listening to the Hot Science Podcast. Get ready to jam.
Roxanne, you don't have to wear that dress tonight. I'm Brad Cotter,
Matt Forgy.
Matt Livingston.
and this is the Hot Science Podcast.
Oh, I'm excited about it.
Chill out, Roxanne. Chill out.
Hilariously, on the little outline you sent earlier today, when I read that part where you're going to do the Roxanne, I didn't know you were going to sing it, and I thought it was just going to be like, "Hey, Roxanne, you don't have to put on the red light."
Well, that was my
Yeah, like,
that was what I was gonna do, but then in the moment it was like, dude,
you just want
sing
to
it.
go for it. Yeah,
Just go for it, bro.
that was a good choice. I commend it.
So this is the first official Hot Science Podcast of 2018.
That's right. New year.
Can I get a what?
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 You almost followed it up within the butt. It's okay, though.
What's happening, New Year?
New year. New life.
Well, hey, New Year, what's happening?
Nothing.
Yeah, same old the stuff that was happening.
We're getting ready to play. We
Couple days
actually
ago.
we're playing a
Yeah.
show in the next couple of days. So
That's right,
what
you
Forgy
are.
and I have been getting ready for, what we've been doing.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't want to. The date's going to be on this, so I'll go ahead and date us. But it is January 8th. We're not in the lab tonight.
Yeah. Had a departure from the lab.
We're actually, due to technical difficulties, we're actually in an annexed part of the lab, which we like to call the F-Wing.
The F-wing.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Hasn't been used in a while. But we had a bit of an accident in Lab A.
Lab A had a leak.
Yeah, we
it
got
wasn't
a leak.
anything technical. It was the fact that the fucking ceiling was leaking and that we couldn't.
We could not host
Where we normally set
our
up the
gear,
mics and
yeah.
everything, it's currently a puddle of water right now. So we're doing it in the F-wing.
And we are using highly electrical equipment.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty expensive equipment. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
we've acquired it over many years,
Yeah,
but it's
and
a
if
lot
it
of
all-
expensive shit.
If it all went up in sparks, that's a lot of money to replace
Yeah,
real
exactly.
quick.
Yeah.
So we're in a new location, in
Yeah.
a new year.
So if we sound a little different,
Deal with it.
Deal with it. We'll be back next time.
Oh, man. So you guys having a good New Year so far, though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, so far. I mean, well,
We're
first,
8 days into it.
Well, the first 7 of them, I was sick as fuck.
That's true.
I've been under the weather.
Nowhere to go but up,
quite
baby.
hard, exactly.
Nowhere to go it up.
Yeah. I
pretty
got
good one
some
thus
sort
far,
of
though.
flu or some shit, and I was out. But the last, 3 days, I've been doing okay.
I'm glad you're feeling better, buddy.
Solid.
Yeah.
Guys, you know what my favorite way to start a podcast is, don't you?
I think so. Give it to me.
It's with
Interesting things I found on the internet.
Nice.
Nice.
Did you guys do any internet searching for interesting things?
I honestly did not.
Yeah,
I'm going to be totally honest.
I pretty much don't look up anything on the internet these days due to the Trump administration. But I mean,
That's true.
It's hard to avoid.
it really is, dude. I mean, every time I fucking turn the computer, I've been in kind of
Yeah.
an internet hole. I've been watching a lot of Netflix.
Yeah, that's true.
Sorry. I know
just
that's not
know we're
fine.
just straight.
Yeah.
Because it just so happens
Riveting radio.
that I have 3 news items just because I went
Excellent.
crazy.
Nice.
Okay, this is a follow-up story we're going to start with. I didn't even bother to write down references for this because it's pretty easy to find it.
Okay.
You remember a few weeks ago we were talking about the alien megastructure that could exist that's blocking the light from that star that we don't understand why it keeps blinking out.
Right.
Yeah. Alien megastructure.
It's space dust.
It's because of space dust.
It's a big cloud of space dust.
It's just space dust.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's just a cloud of space dust that's bigger than we can fucking comprehend.
Yeah. That's an entire city wide.
No, not a city. Fucking galaxy wide. Like huge.
Oh, yeah, no, it was mega.
It's
Yeah.
larger than our solar system, yeah.
Larger than our solar system.
A cloud
Think
of
about that
dust.
fucking statement. Larger than our solar system. That's too big for me to even comprehend.
Well, but the idea that it's just a cloud of dust, that's larger than our solar system.
What's fun about that? I'm glad you got excited off that, because that sounds kind of lame, where it's like, oh, this could be the greatest discovery of humankind ever, and then it's like, it's just space dust. But it's a chance to study space dust.
Yeah.
Because we don't know anything about a cloud of space dust
and
that
that's
big.
a giant cloud of space dust.
Exactly.
Like, what's in that?
They don't know where it comes from either. Because they're like, there's no planets that are close enough that it would have just shot off of. Like, we don't know why it's there, so it gives us a chance to study that. That's pretty cool.
Interesting. The galaxy is a fascinating place.
Maybe it's just an alien that travels in a form of a dust cloud.
Maybe
Nice.
maybe the aliens are just tiny. Like the dust is actually planets revolving. That's I'm gonna take my floaties off and get out of the deep end, because that's some Men in Black.
I was
crazy
about to
shit.
say, you're
It's Men in
talking
Black.
into
You're
Men in
talking-
Black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men in Black.
Yeah, with the
the
in the
marbles.
marble.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, we're going to move on to some actual newsworthy stuff. I guess that's newsworthy.
Yeah. No, space dust, man. Well, we talked about it before, and now there's like an actual answer to it. That's pretty cool.
I didn't write that down, but I'm going to say if you want to read that, popularscience.com.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have an article on it.
Right on.
I did read this one, though. This is from thedeaconchronicle.com, which don't ask me what that is. I think it's a scientific...
Always trust the deacon.
It's like a scientific journalism.
Right. The Deacon.
A Swiss research team in Switzerland from two separate universities studied brain development of 189 adolescents using magnetic resonant imaging and found a region in the brain associated with callousness and uncaring traits are larger in males than females.
So they did a
Makes
bunch
sense.
of MRIs on some students, male and female.
Found the give a shit part of the brain.
Was it a double-blind study?
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
it took, there
Double
were...
blind. I don't know what that means.
I actually do know what it means now. It's just random people. You give half the drug and half not the drug, and you don't tell them either one.
Oh, one
what's
gets
what.
placebo and the other gets.
Yeah.
And so it's double blind.
Right.
So with this,
you're
they
getting-
didn't...
Yeah.
Nobody was actually blind.
So you're. Yeah, I got it.
Well, in
Okay,
this,
makes
nobody
sense.
was actually blind. They were searching for something totally unrelated, having to do with like how your brain grows through adolescence, because you've changed so much during that time. And one of the findings they found out was that portion of the brain in males, because they're all adolescents, so it's before you're even an adult, is larger than it is in women. I was not surprised when I read that article.
So if the part of the brain that makes you callous is larger in males,
The ability to distance yourself from emotions.
give a
Yeah.
shit.
The part of your brain that can turn off the emotions.
The give a
basically.
shit.
Yeah.
Now I'm
Yeah.
going to say,
Somebody else is going through something. Well, I don't give a shit about that.
I've
Our,
been,
our ability to not give a shit.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
More,
I've been with a
basically.
few women in my lifetime.
Right. 3, 4.
I'm going to say, of those 4, at least 3 of them said that I could be a little bit more caring. That I was a bit cold
Or a
sometimes.
bit callous and unforgiving, or what is
Yeah,
the
callousness,
exact definition?
yeah. Callousness and uncaring.
Wow.
And it's not that I don't care, it's just the callousness I agree with, to where sometimes it's like I can have sympathy for something, but it doesn't really emotionally affect me.
Yeah.
Like it would if I witnessed it, if I was part of it. Like, tsunamis are awful. I feel bad for those people, but like, I don't spend my
Dude,
time.
I will say that was the one time that in my life where whenever that tsunami happened, like on New Year's Day, what was it, like 2003, 2, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember.
But either way, that was one time whenever watching television like affected me like a motherfucker. Like
and like
the
9/11,
imagery, yeah.
honry.
Well,
Like,
yeah, well, the imagery
Yeah.
of 9/11.
That's
but,
the one that got
no,
me
but,
out for
but the
TV.
the
like,
fact
oh
that,
shit!
that it's a completely different country, completely, like
you still have that separation to it.
Oh yeah, there was a separation, but I felt connected with those people. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It was that was one of the times where I had to like fucking turn the TV off because it was kind of too much. I don't know.
I have a theory on why.
which some could say was callous and uncaring.
But it's because I cared too much.
Well, exactly.
Gotta
like-
get away. You had
that's
to
like-
get away from it, man.
Yeah, because it
Yeah.
wasn't happening to me necessarily.
Had to run away from those feels,
Truth.
like we do.
Well, I'm not really surprised by that study, honestly.
I have a theory for it. Because, and I can't quote this study, but I've heard several times before that women tend to associate more emotionally than men do. Like, you have a woman that comes home from work, she's talking to her husband, and she'll say, John came in and gave me all these extra assignments today, and it made me feel this way. I was like, oh, this is how I feel about that. Or a man will come home from work and be like, yeah, John came in and just gave me a bunch of extra assignments.
He's a dick. Yeah.
And I think it's like, not that either one is right or wrong, it's just different. And I have a theory that relates back to the hunter-gatherers.
Right.
We're all going to hunt.
All the way back.
We're going to hunt as men, and the women are staying at home. And they're gathering. And we got to take Dave with us, the brand new kid in the hunter group. We're going to hunt the boar, and the boar kills the shit out of Dave.
All right.
Like, we can feel bad for Dave, but we got to, kill that fucking boar, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kill the boar. We got to complete the mission.
It's true. We
So you have to compartmentalize your feels for
Dave.
For Dave.
Yeah.
Dave got bored, and now I got to kill this thing because we got to eat.
That's right. We can worry about Dave after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you gave too much of a shit about Dave, then you would freeze, and
the boar would kill you.
And then and then nobody's eating, and then everybody's eating.
Yeah.
Tomorrow,
by the boar.
The women are going to stay here and take care of the children, and we're going to meet the band. The band. We're going to meet the tribe that's a mile and a half down the street, and we're going to fight each other until somebody gives up. I might die.
I might die today. So I have to be reserved enough with my callousness and my uncaring.
So I love all you guys, but fuck all you. Let's go kill these motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Actually, that's probably not how it goes down at all.
No, it would be like, I love you guys. We're going to kill those motherfuckers.
But when somebody died, you wouldn't be like, ah.
No, you would avenge him, but you wouldn't be like,
Yeah. That's so hard, man. I mean, how you
well, and I'm sure your adrenaline and your character also is going to inform that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Any of you guys ever hunt in a like a small village type situation? Do any spear hunting?
No, I've never left the country.
You don't have to leave the country to go hunt with spears, man.
Just go spear hunting in your own backyard.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
There's tons of stuff around.
Just find boar country.
Yeah.
Hunting a fucking boar with a spear is gotta be the most
exhilarating. It's exhilarating.
No, that's fucking dangerous.
What happened to Dave,
That's
man?
why it's exhilarating.
Look what happened to
that's
Dave.
true. Boars are scary, dude. Have you ever seen a boar like in the woods?
No, I never have.
Not like an actual wild
Not in
boar.
person.
Yeah, I mean, it's never like came up to me or anything, but like whenever you see a boar in the woods, you have to find a tree because those motherfuckers will.
They're angry too.
They're mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but just having a spear and facing down a boar with a spear is terrifying to me. Anyway, I don't know.
Interesting thing I learned from Matt just now. Timon and Pumbaa. That's a shit matchup. That would never happen. That warthog wouldn't have anything to do with the meerkat. He'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here, meerkat! I'm not taking this fucking lion in."
Well, I mean, it's all a matter of circumstance. Who knows?
Scientists have discovered that we can't accurately analyze sea level rise.
We can't accurately analyze sea level rise.
Yeah. Like glaciers melting.
Why not?
Well, we thought we could.
Right?
But then I read this article on techtimes.com that says the ocean floor is sinking.
The ocean floor is sinking?
Well, yeah. Well, to think that the ocean floor is a static thing is pretty dumb.
Well, it's all exactly. It's
it's like plate tectonics and
it's
earthquakes
water,
and all shit.
and it's all in the water.
Because it's covered by water and we can't see it. It doesn't change.
Yeah, it's never changed.
The reason it's changing
the
is
same.
because there's so much weight being added to the ocean from the glaciers melting. And that's why we can't measure it. Before we would see a little bit of rise and think, oh well, maybe global warming's not too bad on the polarized caps. But no, because sea level's actually dropping.
So the rise that we're seeing is
on top of it dropping.
dropping.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the oceans are filling quickly.
They're filling very quickly.
Well, they're already full, I guess, theoretically.
Well, but they're sinking.
They're becoming deeper.
Yeah, true.
Interesting.
Now, I told this to my mother. And my mother asks me, so how do they explain how cold it is outside right now if there's a if global warming's a thing?
That's the dumbest goddamn argument you could ever have. If you have that argument, person that's listening, it's currently cold outside. So how is global warming a thing?
Yeah.
Fuck you. Change the channel.
Well, guess what?
Sorry, that. Yeah.
Well, no. It's like I know your mom said this, and I have the utmost
Yeah, Mom just
respect
ripped my
for
mom
her.
a new asshole.
But at the same time, the idea it's like, yeah, it's called global warming. It's not like
Chattanooga-based
East Chattanooga warming. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It's
well,
like there are different temperatures happening all over the
Well,
world
the fact
right
that
now.
it was coined as global warming and not climate change.
Yeah.
I mean, the climate is changing. I'm not a scientist. I have no fucking idea what's
it should
actually
be
happening. I don't know if
climate
the
change.
oceans are getting warmer or more full or less full or the bottom's sinking or whatever the fuck. I don't know. But things are definitely different outside my front door than they were 5 years ago, 10 years ago. It's changing every year. It's different. It's so to me, climate change is fucking real because I see it happening outside of my house.
Yeah.
What a polar vortex is, learned about that 5 years ago. Before 5 years ago, there was not one mention of any fucking polar vortexes in my entire life, ever. And now polar vortexes are just a thing. This is how you dress for a polar vortex whenever it's 5 degrees outside. Yes, I don't know if the planet's getting hotter or getting colder or whatever, but shit's changing, and it's changing fast. I don't know why, if we're causing it or if we're not causing it, who fucking knows?
Yeah, well,
but shit
true.
is
Well,
getting
it's
different.
visible.
Becoming different, sorry.
It's like we're seeing evolution happen that we can actually experience. And
Change,
that's the
yeah,
problem.
yeah.
That's the problem.
Is it getting, are we causing it or who knows? But
Yeah.
it's changing.
Well, one thing I've always brought up is that it gets traditionally throughout the history of the Earth, it gets real hot, and then we have an ice age.
Yeah.
It's a cyclical thing. It's rubber banding, man. It's like the weather is trying to compensate and even things out all the time. So the hotter it gets, the harsher and shorter the winters are.
Right. It's classic George R.R.
No, I'm not a scientist either, but the fact is that that's a thing, is to where it's like the ice age gets right after an intense period of heat.
Yeah. Comes the ice age.
Yeah,
So guess what,
there's
guys?
balance in things, and it's just like
Winter is coming.
at least read something, right? At least read something before you make an opinion. Don't just be like, well, how do you prove global warming? And it's like, Google it.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Here's
saying
how I
that,
can
that
prove it. Google it. Yeah.
I don't know, the argument that it's cold outside right now, so how is global warming a thing? It's like saying, well, it's fucking nighttime, and so day doesn't exist. because this is what's happening. It's like, no, we can show you a cycle. We can show you a pattern. There's a pattern. I don't know.
Well, it's like you can do the research on it, and you can read about it, and you can learn about it, and be like, yeah, that makes sense, because there's actual science, like scientific research that has proven
It's called
the whole
data.
thing. Yeah.
Taking information in over a period of time and then analyzing
Collecting data.
collecting data, and then saying, oh, well, it's definitely hotter this year than it was last year, and that's been a trend that's been happening every year is hotter than the last, and it's getting faster. It's ramping up.
Seasons are becoming shorter.
It's like, what the fuck?
Can I do a quick hot science shout out? I'm a year late, but I just started watching the Bill Nye Saves the World on Netflix,
Nice.
and that shit is amazing, and everybody should watch it. And the very first episode is about climate change, and it's awesome. Exactly.
I have not seen said show.
Well, give it a watch. Bill Nye Saves the World. It's on Netflix. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. If you watched Bill Nye the Science Guy growing up, it's the adult equivalent, and it's excellent.
Hey, Tyson Nye.
It feels like
Tyson Neal Nye.
It feels like
Tyson Nye, give me that next presidential ticket.
oh man, yeah. Neil
Oh,
deGrasse and
NDT
Bill Nye.
and Bill Nye.
I thought you were misspeaking there for a second. My brain wasn't computing what you were saying.
No, I'm talking about Neil deGrasse.
I thought you were stroking out for
I
a
thought
second.
you were too. It's like Nielsen Ty. I'm like, Brad, that's because you said it with confidence. Like, that's his name. It's like, no.
Tyson Nye.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just a few steps behind.
That's all right.
I gotcha.
It's a complicated thing. The guy's name got a weird name. They both have weird names. But I'm telling you, you give me NDT and Billy Nye on a ticket, I'll vote for those guys.
Oh, I'll vote for those guys any day of the week.
Colbert as comptroller, you know.
Oh man,
Treasurer even.
Treasurer.
Yeah, treasurer.
What's the Speaker of the House? That's actually not a. I don't know. I don't know politics. I'm gonna
There's the
stop
Speaker
talking.
of the House.
I mean, there is a Speaker of the House, but he's not.
That should be Sinbad.
Sinbad. Nice.
Shout out to Sinbad.
Yeah, that's Sinbad.
I wonder what Sinbad's doing right now.
I don't know. The last thing
I bet he has a podcast.
Oh, I'm sure he does. I'm
yeah,
sure he
probably. But the last thing I saw him in was that episode Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should reach out to Sinbad.
Sinbad,
Get him on the podcast.
if you listen to this show and want to come on and just we'll just let you talk. You don't have to talk about anything, man.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and write the thing like you're not going to show up and you can just be in the lab.
Yeah, just be a personality.
Hang out, have some real time with some real bros.
Call in. Do a call in.
Yeah, we can do a call in. 100%. Sinbad.
Call
us.
Call me.
Sinbad,
Send us an email,
hotsciencepodcast31@gmail.com.
and then we'll give you a call.
Yeah, and then we'll give you a number, and then and you call the number.
All right. I'm glad we got that.
Yeah, anybody. If anybody wants to call in,
that Sinbad.
if anybody ever wants to call in and ask us a question, whatever.
Oh man.
Just shoot us an email, and then we'll give you a number to call, and then we'll tell you when to call, because we do the show
we'll call
on
them.
Monday nights generally, but we'll give you give us a call. We'll have a call in. It'll be fun.
Well, we should just we'll just call them. It's like if we call you, we're gonna record it. You can ask a question. Yeah.
Truth.
Have
do
your
it.
people get in touch with my people.
Exactly.
Yeah, our people,
Hot
meaning
Science
us, will
Podcast
just call you.
31
Yeah.
gmail.com.
We're old school.
I'm trying to create an illusion of success.
Oh, we're successful, but we'll call you.
We'll call you for hot science. Absolutely.
Hell
What's
yeah.
next? What do you got?
Fast fact.
Fast fact.
If you were to look at the entire color, you were to look at the universe, this is based on extrapolation. If you were to look at the universe as a whole,
Right.
it would be beige.
A beige hole.
The color of the universe is beige.
So it's
Latte.
a Caucasian universe, huh?
It's called Cosmic Latte.
Cosmic latte. I actually knew that. I remember reading about that a minute ago.
Drink the cosmos.
It was but it was like some random internet article that was not. It was not an article that I would consider like trustworthy. I remember reading about it where it was like cosmic latte, and it was like this is the color of the universe. This is what it looks like, and I was like, that's a bullshit article. And now this confirms that it's
There
not.
you go.
Well, who pulled back far enough?
But it was like a year
to get
ago
the,
where I was like,
Well, that's why I said it's
bullshit.
extrapolation. Basically, based on our galaxy, if all other galaxies are similar, you'd pull out, and it would be beige because of all the colors of the stars.
Nice.
Of the observable stars that we have, most of them are
Do
beige.
you think somebody got paid to come up with this?
Oh yeah.
Cosmic Latte.
Cosmic
Cosmic
Latte.
latte. That's a great crayon.
Yeah.
Shout out Crayolas.
Get on it.
Yeah.
Cosmic Latte.
Get on that cosmic latte crayon. I want it.
Follow-up question. If you could drink a Cosmic Latte, what would it do to you?
It would imbue you with the powers of Cosmo.
Well, I think the idea of enlightenment,
Yes.
whatever that is to people.
That's
you
what
know.
it was.
Whenever you read a book and you read about somebody being enlightened,
That's what it
a
does,
Cosmic
yeah.
Latte does to you.
Like when it cracks your skull open, and then everything just comes screaming out and rushing back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you just, you just realize that everything's one and that nothing fucking matters, and and that's
Or
how
just
then
like-
you just exist from there.
Or it kind of just tastes like chocolate and coffee together.
True. And then you gotta pee a little over there.
It tastes like chocolate, coffee, and oneness.
Yeah. I mean, it's a cosmic latte.
That
gotta
sounds like
have-
that sounds
it's
like a
gotta have-
Futurama commercial.
Yeah. It's got to have caffeine in it.
Oh, 100%. A lot of caffeine.
Yeah.
Guys, this podcast
Maybe
is being
even
brought to
booze.
you by Nuke Your Nose. Nuke Your Nose. Can you not breathe? Let's blast some hot steaming lava up your face. Nuke Your Nose.
Nuke your nose.
That is not a real product.
Brought to
correct?
you by Bradco.
Okay.
Yeah, nuke your
Because
nose.
I never
Where the-
know
where
if
the
you're
blood
being
shoots
serious
out of your
or not.
nose. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that Saturday Night Live?
No, that was Brad skit.
Yeah. It was going to be the follow-up to GDWH.
Oh shit, Nuke Your Nose. That's right.
Spray it up there and it would just be like,
And just blood shooting
gush,
out.
gush, gush.
Dude, why don't we make that?
We will. We should make that. It's super easy to do.
Yeah, we
Stay
can
tuned.
do that tomorrow.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned for Nuke Your Nose.
You heard it first. Whenever you see Nuke Your Nose, YouTube Nuke Your Nose every
Nuke
day,
Nose.
and in like 2 weeks it'll pop up.
Well, honestly, if you've gotten here on YouTube, you'll see it.
That's
because
true.
it's going to
Yeah,
be on our
it'll
page.
probably be part of the thing.
It's
Yeah.
going to show up in your RSS feed.
Exactly. Link to this video is the video we've retroactively linked.
We're gonna have to listen to every podcast and go back and retroactively link all the fucking
fix-
stupid
fix
bullshit.
all this shit.
You know, no, we're never gonna do that. People
I mean, we
like.
should probably take some notes.
Hopefully at some point, yeah, we should write some stuff down at some point. Hopefully at some point there are people listening to this and it becomes successful and people actually get pissed off at us because they go back and listen to the first episodes and the stuff that we talk about you just can't find. That's gonna be awesome.
Those
Like, they never made that.
It's like those
said they were-
motherfuckers.
they
They
talk-
said
they talk
look in the
so much
links,
shit."
look in the
Yeah.
things. It's like, oh, we were just copying what we heard other people talk about on podcasts. We just don't know how to do any of it yet.
Yeah.
We're figuring it out.
So check the link below and
Maybe it'll be there.
hit up Nuke Your Nose. If it's there, good on you. If it's not there, well, imagine it.
We're working on it.
Quiet on the set. Quiet on the set.
What is that?
Ready? Action. It's time for movie news.
That's nice.
That was a
Nice
good,
move. Yeah.
a good
Use the space.
slate. That
You
was a
know,
good slate.
why
That was
not
a good
use
slate.
Why not use the space we got?
Yeah, exactly.
Guys,
do you got?
we got Oscar talks coming up. I feel like we are probably not going to do those because I'm not going to watch most of the movies
The
that get
Oscars,
nominated
no.
for an Oscar.
Yeah, I might.
I'm not going to watch some of them.
I really.
Sometimes I'd end up doing it. Just because I like to know.
Yeah, Jenna will generally like be like, I want to watch these two movies because they're
Yeah, because it's
in
the
Oscar,
two
yeah.
that are like the big ones.
yeah.
I want to have a basis for stuff. I used to watch all of them, but I've let it go a little
And
bit.
then you realize that they were long and boring and stuffy.
Well,
That's why-
generally
well, it's true.
Oscar worthy stuff is like long,
Yeah.
boring stuff.
Yeah, you're not getting any comedies or action movies in there.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Oscar movies are always either like super moving or like super technically achieving or like
The craft. We're celebrating the craft of
well,
filmmaking.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, but Die Hard is also fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
And there should be an Oscar style
like-
award
yeah.
for movies like Die Hard.
Well, that's what the Golden Globes are for. They're loosey-goosey, they're kind of boozy, and that happened last Saturday night.
It's true. Golden Globes happen. I just know like the highlights. I didn't watch them.
I do know that Best Director was given to Guillermo del Toro
Yeah,
Nice.
man. For The Shape of
for
Water.
The Shape of Water, which is a movie that I have not seen, but desperately want to.
Desperately want to. It didn't come out around here.
I know. We gotta wait for the
Yeah,
wide
We
release.
gotta wait for the wide release.
But I mean, come on, the internet's a thing. Like if you really want to watch it, you can go.
Yeah,
upstairs
but a
and
movie
watch
like
it
that,
right
it's a
now.
Guillermo movie. I think I've seen every Guillermo movie
Yeah, in a theater.
since
In a theater.
Pan's Labyrinth. In a theater.
There is something to be
Yeah.
said about that. I mean, as a person who watches a lot of pirated shit at the house, I
Yeah.
mean, not pirated, but just streaming. I don't download it or
Right,
sell
yeah,
it or
yeah.
anything.
No,
I
it's
just
pirated.
watch it.
It's still pirated. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still technically
I just-
pirated, I believe.
Yeah, it's illegal. What we're doing
Yeah.
is very illegal.
I just stream it illegally. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But so does everybody else
But
in America.
watching something
It's
in
modern goddamn prohibition.
yeah, that's absolutely right. But watching something in a theater and paying, I mean, the money that you pay to, watch it or whatever. But watching something in a theater is definitely the way to experience.
Well, I'm gonna say,
film.
I'm gonna
That's
say,
true.
not only is it a good experience, but I like to do it for like a guy like Guillermo del Toro. I like all of his movies, so it's like, let's give that guy give my bucks. If I could go and meet any filmmaker,
Right?
at least one currently living,
The currently living filmmaker.
Yeah, I would go with Guillermo del Toro, and it's number 1. He did Hellboy. He did the Hellboy movies.
Yeah. And they're fucking awesome. Both of them.
Number 2, he has a house in Los Angeles. And then so his family doesn't have to live in it. He has 2 houses that are attached, which he calls Bleak House.
Bleak House.
Which is basically just a museum of badass movie stuff.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
And a lot of it's super creepy.
It's all kinds of old, like, Lon Chaney outfits and, like, Frankenstein heads and, like, just weird props from movies.
Nice.
But, like, actual props from, like, some of these old-ass movies.
And he uses the whole house as his office. So, like, to get inspiration, he'll just walk around his badass house.
That's cool.
He Google search Guillermo del Toro Bleak House.
Yeah.
And it shows some pictures of the inside, and he's got like a badass library in there, and there's like just mannequins sitting on furniture all over the place, but like scary monsters.
Yeah.
And just molds of different movies and stuff. It's crazy. And he just walks around and uses that entire space for his inspiration.
That's cool.
So I want to talk to that guy. I want to sit in that house and have a conversation, have a beer with that guy. And number 3, I like the way he talks.
Yeah.
So I could be like, man, I really dig everything you do. And he's like, thank you very much, bud. I'm a big fan of your podcast.
I'm a big fan of your podcast.
It does kind of sound like that.
Cool, Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah, cool.
We're best friends now. So do you have a filmmaker? If you could have one filmmaker you could sit down, have dinner or beer with, just chat, who would it be? And why?
For me, it would be Martin Scorsese, definitely. Just because I think he's so entertaining to listen to talk.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I love all his movies, first off. And so I want to talk to him about all the movies and all this shit, but he's so entertaining to talk to. Because anytime you see interviews with him, you just want to keep listening to what he's saying. And, like, I don't know. I think it would just be a good-ass conversation. Like, it would be cool. I feel like I would garner a life lesson from Martin Scorsese. He'd be like, I tell you what to do. And then he would just tell me something that blew my fucking mind. And then it changed my life, that dinner.
I'll tell you the real story of the mean streets.
Yeah, exactly. Something.
He'd give you the dirt and be like, hey, you know that guy in that movie? That was me.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I'd like to be able to take Nerf balls and see if I can get him to stick in his eyebrows.
He does have giant eyebrows.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to talk to him about the Last Temptation. Like, that
Underrated
movie's so
film.
good. And I got so many questions about it.
A lot of people don't understand the whole... It's like people freak out and they're like, that's blasphemy. And it's like, it's kind of the point, though. Because, like, he still makes the same
whole
decision.
thing. It's the temptation, guys. Yeah. That's the whole thing. Yeah.
He redeems himself. I just love the casting for that, though. Like, why the fuck would you think it's like, we just get all these guys from New York?
Let's make William Dafoe.
It's Jesus and the Apostles. They're all just from New York.
And he's amazing. And then Judas is
Peter.
Harvey Keitel.
I'm so glad to have my apostles here. Peter, John, Elijah.
The Apostle Elijah. Coming this spring.
In the book of...
All right,
Judas.
So that's mine.
Judas, how could you do this to me? Judas.
He's coming back in 3 days.
Yeah, what you got, man?
Well, I guess mine, I'm not really a super movie buff like you dudes are. I worked at the theater and, I'm a projectionist for many years, but I really never, dove into the director side of things.
Never had a favorite director.
Yeah, not a favorite director. I mean, there are a lot of people out there that I'd like to have a beer with, but I was actually watching a movie at about 4 o'clock in the morning on Netflix the other morning, and I found out that Bob Odenkirk directed Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best fucking news that I've heard all year of 2018. that Bob Odenkirk directed that movie. I'd like to have a beer with him, and I would like to talk about Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls.
I would.
He would be a great guy to have a beer
I'll
with.
tell you what. I want to go have a couple beers, and you tell me everything about Mr. Show.
Yeah.
Just everything.
Well, yeah, but that's the premise of our conversation is like, you directed this movie. I had no fucking idea that you directed this movie, and I know whenever I think about you, I think about 1,000 other things, not Ace Ventura: When Nature Calls. So tell me about what was directing this movie like.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was a shit fest.
Exactly.
Slinky, you're gonna get a Slinky. You know.
Oh man, that would be a good conversation.
Yeah.
That's a good pick.
All right. Well, I hope all those guys win Golden Globes.
Yeah. Good. I hope they all win Oscars
No
this
doubt.
year.
I hope they win Oscars this year. Get the People's Choice Award. Mm-hmm. Maybe like a cool retro,
Yeah.
little retrospective on them.
Do a little retro.
Yeah.
Retrospective. They usually reserve those for when people die, or they get like a Lifetime Achievement Award.
Let's start a new tradition.
Did you want to talk any Golden Globes stuff at all?
No, I didn't. I don't really care about award shows anymore.
I'll be honest, I didn't even know the Golden Globes happened.
No, I saw it in the news. It was one of those things
Well, it's just
where
a Hollywood
it's like,
Foreign Press. It's like it's not the Oscars, and it's not.
no,
the,
it's okay for
the other
celebrities
one.
to show up and get a little tipsy.
Yeah, it's like a loose. It's like a.
They're at dinner tables.
It's sort of like it's almost like a Film Actors Guild Awards. It's like these are just Hollywood people.
Yeah, it's like almost like a
the
company Christmas party or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. It's like, hey, all of Hollywood is going to this party, and they're going to get kind of drunk, and like everybody's going to get awards, but it's not the prestigious awards. It's going to like,
Yeah, it's more akin to a
It's-
People's Choice.
yeah, it's sort of like a Hollywood People's Choice.
But I don't care. Who fucking cares?
Who fucking cares?
Yeah,
Who fucking cares? I really liked It this year. Last year. No, but like it's not going to get nominated for Best Picture. Who cares? This is one of my best pictures.
Yeah, Dunkirk, all the way.
That'll get
Dunkirk
nominated.
all the way.
I would be
get
shocked if that
It'll
doesn't
get nominated. I don't know if it'll win, but it'll get nominated. For show.
Fast fact.
Fast fact.
Most toilets flush in E flat. Did I skip something here?
I have to add a sound of a toilet flushing.
toilet. That's E flat though, man.
Yeah. Have a guitar strum on E flat.
Yeah. Just hit one out.
Oh yeah. Plug your bass up and give it a but flat it.
Do you guys like video games?
Yeah.
Pretty good fan.
I like video games pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you do, you should totally watch a grown man become overwhelmingly frustrated by games designed for children and B-Rad Versus, a new show coming soon from the creators of the Hot Science Podcast. In the first episode, watch as B-Rad takes on Mr. Melty Face himself, Freddy Krueger, in Nightmare on Elm Street. Also coming soon, Mega Couch Buds, where your favorite podcasters giggle like little girls while running over people in Grand Theft Auto Online.
I like how you number one, how you refer to yourself in the third person, and number two, it was really fucking fun playing it with you guys online.
Oh, that was
Grand
that
Theft
was.
Auto.
that was
I was
super
just
fun.
reading the copy, man.
Yeah, that was good.
I was just reading the copy that was
good.
written down.
Yeah.
That was good.
No, I'm excited to put that out there because we like to do a Death Car, and this was a better version of Death Car. This is one of the best
Oh
versions
man,
of Death Car.
it was great.
Now, I'm gonna-
It was super entertaining for
I don't
us.
wanna-
I don't know
yeah.
how it is going to be watching it or
Well,
if
here's
anybody
what
else.
I'm going to say. It's not going to be for everyone that listens to this podcast.
Oh yeah,
Not everybody is going to be like, yeah, I'll watch those guys play Grand Theft Auto. But if you think you might,
yeah. If the idea of listening to us play Grand Theft Auto while you're watching us play it, but you're just hearing us all giggle and while we blast people.
just get ripped.
Big fans of throwing grenades out of the car.
Just get ripped.
Okay,
we
here's
do-
the real tag. If you like watching cars explode, then pay attention to what we're
Well,
doing.
what
'cause
we
that's
do
what
on the
we
game
do
is
all the time.
we're not necessarily playing the game. We're not playing through missions or anything. We have this little game that we've developed called Death Car, and that is where we all get in a car and then we just drive it like a maniac until it explodes.
Yeah, try
And
to
so-
blow stuff up and just
Yeah,
see how
I
many
mean-
cops we can get.
Yeah, it's you can make mini games inside of Death Car. It's like how many people can you kill? How many cops can you kill?
How many people can you run over?
It's endless. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, so-
endless amount of games.
Yeah, so, but it's essentially just us three stealing a car, getting in a four-seater, and driving it until it explodes.
What I like about that is there were a couple times where we'll lose somebody. Like the time we were in the truck and I was in the you were in the boat on the back, and then you just slide right off the boat, and then you have to drive back into the cops to go pick your buddy back up.
Yeah.
You can't leave a man behind.
No, you can't leave a man behind. That's some good times.
Yeah.
So if you want to watch us giggle and just be stupid, be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
Look in the links. Maybe it'll be there. I don't
Maybe it'll be in the
know. I'm not
links.
sure.
We're doing a lot of links in this video.
Yeah, we're gonna try our best to start linking shit to these things.
Like, share, and subscribe. Okay, this one's a little bit more serious though.
What up?
This is causing some controversy across the
Atmos flat.
Atmos flat. Yeah, good phrase.
Nice, good throwback.
Yeah.
The World Health Organization, commonly referred to as WHO.
The who?
Who?
World Health Organization. Who?
They are going to have their forthcoming 11th International Classification of Diseases.
Oh shit!
It's like a summit. They all get together, a bunch of shrinks,
Bunch of latex glove wearing
latex
yahoos.
glove wearing yahoos. And they decide to classify the different kinds of way that people are fucked up.
Oh, so this is like actually like classifying disorders?
Yeah, they're classifying international classifications of diseases.
But
And
like diseases like mental health disease.
in the 11th draft, they have one for gaming disorder.
Oh, nice.
A mental health disorder around video
Very
gaming.
strong thumbs.
It is called gaming disorder. That is the...
What is it? Do you have the research?
It's where you would rather play video game. Well, my thing is
It's where you'd rather play video games than
than do anything else. Yeah, it's like video games are like booze and everything else. That it's best done with friends and after 5 o'clock.
Matt,
if you
you're-
wake up in the morning and you play video games by yourself all day long,
It's too many video games.
it's too many video games. It's like if you woke up and had beers by yourself and did it all day long. It's like, no, you probably shouldn't fucking do that. I mean, you should probably have beers with your friends at night.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
Matt,
that
you
makes sense.
delved right into the middle of this issue that we're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't
No,
mean
no,
to.
I'm saying that you hit the nail right on the head. This is what a lot of people are upset about. They're going to classify it as persistent or reoccurrent behavior patterns of sufficient severity to result in significant impairment in person, family, social, educational, occupational, or other functioning areas that are important to life.
Well, that's just a smart way to say I would
Exactly
rather
what
play
you
video
said.
games
I would rather
than
play video games.
than do anything else.
Well, here's the problem. There's a lot of people that are saying this should be not classified as a mental disease disorder.
Yeah, no. Well,
If alcoholism is a disease and obesity is a disease, then fuck you, video game addiction is a disease as well.
But really,
Sorry.
that's that's part of the bigger argument, because that's the thing is it's like, what do you should you treat the video games or do you treat the addiction?
No,
yeah,
it's
I don't
you
know,
have
man.
you have to no, you have to inform people and say, hey, this shit is addictive. Doing something.
It's not though. It's not though
no,
unless
but
you
it
have
totally-
the disorder.
But fuck you. Doing anything, if you enjoy doing anything and you choose to do that more than to do anything else, it's an addiction.
Right. You can't blame the substance in that
And
case.
I don't
though.
care. I
Yeah.
don't care if it's. I mean, it doesn't have to be something that's addictive. People are addicted to fucking turning the light switch on and off, OCD style. That and
Yeah, but
is that an
that's
addiction?
But
Is
that's a
that-
diagnosable
No, that's a-
like,
yeah, it's-
disease thing. But that's what I'm saying is, if you're compelled to play video games, should they be able to be like, oh, well, you have video game disease?
It's because of the video games.
yeah, you've got video game disease, and it's because of the video games.
Well, okay, so if
hang
video
on.
games, if video games never existed, you're telling me I would get video game disorder.
That's the controversy that we have doctors out there. Professor Chris Ferguson of Stetson University in Florida said that he compares video game disorder as like treating pneumonia with a cough suppressant, meaning basically it's like you're treating the symptoms, but you're not doing anything to resolve the problem.
Well, the problem is you've played video games, or the problem is that you've done it, this escape, this thing, so much that you would rather do it than normal life.
Right.
And that's the same with fucking smoking crack. It's the same with drinking beer. It's the same with doing everything. It's you would rather do this thing to change your perspective and change your perception than to just eat a fucking sandwich or whatever, or just live life. You know what I mean?
So do something
to
other
pay
than
your
crack.
rent or go to work or hang out with your friends or
well, it's really, I mean, to me, it's like hanging out with your friends or doing, if you choose to do this rather than do social things, like once you start doing that, it's like I'd rather be by myself playing video games in my room than to do anything else with other people. Like that's whenever to me it starts to get weird.
Well, sure, and there's been cases of people that it's like with World of Warcraft, they're doing gold farming, and places like in Taiwan, people get paid. I don't know. That sounds really. I don't know if it's Taiwan. I'm going to say somewhere around that area, though. Around that area.
Brad is riding the knife's edge of racism these days.
Well, no, I just know it's like a Eastern Asian country, right? That
I'm sorry, man. I'm just fucking with you.
That has a lot of like they pay people to farm gold and then they like sell it to people online. So they've got like call centers where it's just people sitting there on World of Warcraft just grinding for money all day long, 8 hours a day.
That's crazy that there's a job that lets you do that.
And some of those people...
You don't get paid
you go
a lot.
insane. Oh, I'm sure.
No, there's been people that have died because they haven't eaten anything, or they haven't gone to the bathroom, or they haven't slept. And it's one of those things to where it's like, do you blame... You can't say... Like, you can't say that's the alcohol. And if you replace that with drinking, right? It's the person that is drinking the alcohol.
Oh, absolutely. It's like it's like blaming a spoon for making somebody fat. It's like you had to use yes that spoon helped you get fat, but that was also it's a tool. Like you had to
because
you have to use it.
Well, because in my mind, like, what's the argument on their end? Is it's like, oh, that video game's too good.
Well, a lot of
makes
this
you want to play it a whole lot.
A lot of this stems,
what
which is the nature of the video. It's
which
a
is
good
the
video
point
game
of the video game. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like
we tried to make a video game that people wanted to play over and over and over.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole idea, though. It's a distraction. That's what it should be. It should just be a hobby or a distraction. It's not something that should... Because especially what makes me sad about it is there's no return on that. Like,
there's no return on it.
You can get better and more skilled at the video game, but what are you getting in return outside of your skill set in that game?
We talked about... exactly. We talked about Star Wars a couple of podcasts back. And the accumulation of shit in Star Wars and the points and the level up and that kind of thing, that releases dopamine in your brain.
Absolutely.
Whenever you first start doing it, because we would play it for hours and hours and hours just to get to the next level.
Yep.
To level 37.
Watch them numbers flip, baby.
And right now, upstairs, I mean, I don't know what level I'm at, but I'm at some point I gave a shit about it, and I was really trying to level up and really trying to get the new shit and trying to do whatever. And then as soon as I stopped caring about it and it went away, it doesn't exist any longer. It doesn't do whatever. But at
just
the time,
put it down, didn't pick it back up.
I would sit and play it for hours and hours and hours just to level up one more level, one more thing. And so it's releasing dopamine in your brain. That's a fucking addiction, man. I mean, that's a thing. I mean, but as soon as you stop playing it and you drop it, it goes away.
Porn.
Oh, there's porn addiction.
Oh, dude,
it's just, but it's the same thing. You know, it's that release of dopamine.
Yeah, if you do anything over and over, I mean, you can you can stand up and sit down, and you'll get addicted to standing up and sitting down if you do it enough and you make a pattern. I mean, is it a pattern or is it addiction? I don't know. We're creatures of habit, so it's like, are we addicted to doing the weird shit that we do every day?
Addicted to being Matt Livingston.
Are you addicted to putting your pants on left foot first? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Try putting the right foot first and see if that feels fucking strange, and it will.
Well, gentlemen, I believe that's for better men than us to decide.
Yeah,
truth.
They're gonna do it. We're gonna find out what the they're gonna convene. The smarty pants are gonna convene. I'm sure it's just like.
Well, here's a
their video
I was gonna
games.
say, here's a fucked up thing about some like psychological stuff. It's like this child obviously has video game disease. Here's what we should do: take away his video games. Yeah, man. No shit. Why didn't the parents do that the first fucking time? Why wasn't somebody just like, hey, dude, Don't now.
Hey,
Because I'm your parent.
This kid's
Guess
got
what?
this kid's
Don't-
got fucking 9 months worth of shit on his face, and
Yeah.
he's barely
Where
eating,
are
and he's
these
got poop
people's
in his
parents?
pants. Yeah,
And if you're an adult that has these problems, also it's like, yeah, you should just cut your fucking video game off every now and then. How do you go to work? What's the deal? I don't know. It seems so pointless to put that kind of label on it, because then it's like, then this person has a video game disease. What's the cure?
Yeah.
Well, just
Well,
What about somebody that's got
talking- we were talking
Netflix
to Abe,
streaming media addiction?
The guitar player in our band was talking about having a conversation with his son about Xbox.
you gotta
And that-
do something other than Xbox,
Yeah, and
man.
that's the thing. It's like that. I mean, I don't have any children, but everyone that I know that has children, that's a fucking issue. Is
Yeah.
the Xbox or PlayStation? Xbox, PlayStation time. It's like,
Or phone, yeah.
yeah, well, phone, yeah, well, the technology. It's just being immersed fully all the time.
Yeah, that's true. When I was a kid, I played a lot of video games, but I can't remember playing for like more than like hour and a half.
Right.
You know
don't
what I mean?
Well, I mean, as a teenager though, like I remember
Was a
staying up all
teenager,
night
yeah,
playing
but
video
you're-
games. You know, just getting high and
Oh,
playing
yeah.
video games for just
Yeah,
hours
but like as
on
a
end.
Oh, absolutely.
as like a 12-year-old though, it's like I'd maybe play like 2 hours of Super Nintendo when I got home.
Yeah, that's true. As a kid,
Yeah, and then it's
but
like
we played outside too. We're the last outside generation.
Yeah, we skateboarded.
Yeah.
We go outside and ride skateboards.
Sometimes I would run around on a playground fort.
Yeah, dude.
Gentlemen, it's time for one of my favorite sections of the show. One of the favorite phases that we go through on this
Right.
journey each and every week. It's time for Rate That Animal.
Oh shit!
Ding, 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 ding! It's time to rate an animal.
It's time to rate an
I
animal.
was trying to figure out what we had left.
Oh man, I love rated animal.
Well,
It's my
I was going to
favorite
start
part.
out with a goblin shark.
That's a thing.
It's a thing, and it is absolutely terrifying.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah,
Does it have
there's- yeah.
like fucking gnarly teeth?
It kind of has what looks like
Look it up.
like the Alien movie, like second jaw thing.
Really?
But it's
Yeah. Morgan,
just
pull a picture.
yeah. And they have like huge, just giant open eyes because they live in the deep, dark part of the ocean. So they've got those crazy eyes
Nice.
and just like crazy teeth, you know.
Oh man, they are pretty gross looking.
Or the things that live in the deep.
Oh, that's
There you go.
That's a good picture of a
Dude.
goblin shark. It
Yeah.
looks like Nilbog.
Whoa.
Yeah, they're pretty creepy looking.
Yeah.
And I actually found a website that was like 10 cool facts about goblin sharks.
Nice. Turns
Why
out
is it
they're
called a
super cool.
goblin shark?
No, I mean, they're just like, they're blind and they live in the dark.
Well, because they look like a goblin, I assume.
They're
'Cause that's-
really ugly.
They're pretty ugly. The exposed mouth is what makes them
Yeah.
freaky.
Yeah.
The fact that their
the
teeth
penis.
have so much space in between them all
Uh-huh.
is the
Yeah.
that's the gnarly thing for me.
To tear and rip.
Yeah. To tear
Oh,
and
man.
rip.
And just a giant nose on it.
Yeah. Got that weird thing. Because they're bumping into shit all the time with that.
Oh man, it makes sense.
They bump into it and then they can just bite.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, goblin sharks are pretty terrible, and I might give them an F.
Well, we don't know anything about the goblin sharks because I decided to go with an animal which I just saw a picture of while I was randomly looking through animals.
Right?
And I thought, man, let's talk about the majestic zebra.
The zebra?
The zebra.
Because I'm like, okay,
Mr. Zebra.
because you know, I'm always trying to find animals that you might assume are cool.
Right?
They're kind of shitty and useless.
Right.
And I was like, what's a zebra do besides get ate by lions?
Nice.
It's true.
That was your stance.
What's a zebra doing besides being food for the lions?
Yeah, just running around zebraing.
A zebra is kind of like a horse with a badass paint job. To me, I don't know. So I'm
that's
gonna
true.
give him a B.
No, you can't rate it yet. I got facts for you, bud.
God damn it!
This might change your rating.
Zebra.
All right.
Zebra facts.
I'm just rating it on the horse of a different color.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Nice.
go. Give me some facts.
They can truck it up to 40 miles an hour.
40?
40.
40 mile an hour.
Well, how fast can a normal horse run?
How fast can you run? 40 mile an hour?
We're not rating horses right now. We're
I
rating
know, but
zebras.
I'm saying that to me they're just horses with a different color.
All I know is I can
I feel
go
like
40 in
horse
my
probably-
car, and it's like,
'Cause
this is
I'm
a
an
good
idiot.
speed.
40 is a good speed.
Yeah, 40 is an okay
40's,
speed. 45 is better.
40's trucking.
Yeah.
Trucking at 40, baby.
Yeah.
They have a harem system.
Harem
It's
system?
usually 6 or 7 females
Oh, harem.
and
one male?
to one male. But they have a hierarchy.
Nice.
So they got a bottom bitch, huh? All right.
But they all look after each other too.
bitch.
So if one of them is attacked by a predator, any member, the other members of the harem will encircle the injured one and be like, "Wow!"
All right.
Nice. Make a war party around it. Horse style.
So they give a shit. And then
Like Dothraki.
the stripes. 1, camouflage in long grass.
Right.
Nice.
2, the pattern of it throws off the visual systems of disease-carrying flies.
Oh, man.
The flies are like, what is that?
I can't land on that.
I have astigmatism. I can't see you.
Looks like the clear layer in Photoshop.
Since
It's
they're all-
obviously nothing.
Since they're all striped up like that, it helps disperse 70% of incoming heat on their bodies.
Solid.
Nice.
So you're like Africa animal, and it's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, I feel pretty good,
I
actually.
feel pretty good. And they're unique like fingerprints, so that's how each baby zebra recognizes its parents. By being like, oh, that's my mama's stripes.
Nice.
They have the ability to read
recognize-
barcode.
Yeah. Oh, man. Zebras
Like
can
binary.
read barcode.
Yeah.
Sheeps know your face. Zebras know your security
They can
number.
read their
Yeah.
stripes, yeah.
So we got a B from
They
Matt.
can read those tattoos on assholes' necks.
I'm still B. I'm still B.
Okay,
on
you're
that,
still
yeah.
doing B?
Yeah, that read the nice. That was good.
Yeah.
On assholes' necks. Sorry if any of the listeners out there are assholes that have
Barcode
barcode
tattooed
tattoos on the back of your neck, because you are in fact an asshole.
Yeah.
But that I mean, I'm an asshole too, so that doesn't
Yeah.
really sway.
we get it. You were 18
we,
in the
we
2000s.
get it. Yeah, we get it, dude. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. We were too.
Or they like the video game Hitman.
Yeah,
That's a thing.
Truth.
that's true.
Or you're Jesse Fry, because I know Jesse Fry has
he
that.
might have had that.
No, he definitely has. He definitely has the barcode of a pack of 1.25s or 1.5
man.
JOB, like on his wrist or his neck
remember
or
that.
something. I don't know. He's got the
That's
barcode
solid.
somewhere.
I remember.
That's a
hearing
solid
that.
tattoo.
Yeah.
I apologize, Jesse.
Mr. Ford,
No, you're an asshole.
what do you rate a zebra?
I'm probably gonna give a zebra like probably a B, maybe even an A minus.
All right, you want to justify that?
They're just cool, man, and like all the facts. I already like zebras just because I thought they were cool, but they are basically just a horse
With a different.
with a
stripes.
different thing. But they're just like punk
They're
rock
not
horses,
at all.
man.
That's
But they're just like punk rock. They're almost like donkeys. They're like punk rock donkeys because they have crazy names
Zebra,
and
the
just-
punk rock donkey.
yeah, exactly. But I always liked them just because they look cool. But then now it's like, oh, all these facts, they seem kind of cool.
I like the punk rock donkey though. That's pretty badass.
Ah,
I am going to give them a B as well, because for all the reasons you guys both said, I'm not giving them an A because they cannot kick a lion's head off.
that's true.
Truth.
Yeah, that's true.
And
That's
A
still,
is
that's still the
reserved
most
for-
interesting
for lion
fact about an
death, yeah.
animal I
They could
learned.
just kick another animal's head off.
Is
Like,
that a zebra can just hoof, or no, a giraffe,
giraffe,
can
yeah.
just hoof a lion's head clean off.
now you give that power to a zebra, that's A plus.
A.
That's an A plus.
That's
Yeah.
A plus. But I'm going to stick with B. So in the master records of the Hot Science podcast, zebras get a B.
Zebra parentheses punk rock donkey.
Yeah. Punk
C.
rock.
See punk rock donkey.
Yeah.
C. Punk rock
Just
donkey.
redirects. You type in zebra and it says redirect.
Dude, Google punk rock donkey
donkeys.
and tell me a zebra comes up.
Oh man, somebody do that.
I'm doing it right now.
Nice.
Here's the test.
Punk rock donkey.
Oh man, I hope it's a zebra. That's what they look like.
I typed in punk Rick.
Punk Rick donkey.
Punk Rick.
it's just Rick on a donkey. That punk.
Okay, there's straight up just a punk rock donkey, right?
All right, he's got some
Oh, he's just got
Wayfarers
some,
on.
Let's
yeah.
see.
Sunglasses.
Let's see what it
Some
takes here.
sunglasses.
That's a goat. That's not even a donkey.
Well, I mean, it's punk rock, man. So sometimes it doesn't matter.
It looked more metal than punk rock, to be honest with you.
that
Man,
it?
there is no
a
no
lack of-
zebra.
So that's a void. So we know what we need to make next. Punk rock donkey. Because if we make anything that's punk rock donkey, it'll go directly to what the fuck we want it to go
Exactly.
to.
If you're out there and you like doing art, email us at punkrockdonkey31 at gmail.com.
Punk rock donkey is ours now.
Yeah, exactly.
Stay tuned for the documentary.
Yeah. So do your punk rock donkey art. Send your best punk rock donkey art to either punkrockdonkey31@gmail.com or Hot Science Podcast 31.
And it doesn't have to be a zebra. It can actually be a punk rock donkey if you want it to be.
Yeah.
I like the idea of like explore the nature of zebras, nature's punk rock donkeys.
Nice.
As we see the zebras gathered at the watering hole, we see an exuberance in their rejection of authority.
Nice.
Fuck off, Nazi punks. Fast fact, guys.
Fast fact.
At any given point, at any time, 0.7% of the world is drunk.
Nice.
0.7%. That's over the legal limit.
No, I'm saying that 0.7... See what you did there.
See what I did there?
See what you
Nice.
did
See what I
there.
did there?
So the world is legally
Yeah,
drunk.
the world is
All
legally
the time.
drunk.
Almost
All
1%
time.
of the population drunk
Drunk all the time.
right now.
At any given time.
Yep.
I wish I had some more White Russian.
Yeah, we'd be
know.
part of that.
Well, guys, we wrapped up, what was it, 2 weeks ago with a riddle?
I think so. I think it's been about 2 weeks since we've
shit.
been on the air. There was Christmas and New Year's.
Yeah.
So,
That happened, yeah.
yeah.
The riddle, if I recall it right, is the man who sells it doesn't want it,
Yes.
the man who buys it doesn't need it, and the man who needs it doesn't know it.
That's true.
Matt, before you guess this, as soon as we hit stop on this, what is the answer?
The answer is a coffin.
Nice.
Came right up with that. Now, I thought this one was kind of easy. I guessed this one,
Right?
and I'm not good at riddles.
Right?
So, the riddle for next week. If you're listening out there, you're probably going to be too late by the time you write the answer, but you can still do it for fun. If you have me, you want to share me. If you share me, you no longer have me. What am I? One more time. If you have me, you want to share me. And if you share me, you no longer have me. What am I? So stay tuned for the next Hot Science Podcast. Be sure to write in your answers.
Nice. Leave them in
Hot
the
Science
comments.
Podcast 31@gmail.com.
Send us your punk rock donkey pics.
Send us your...
Okay, yeah.
Also, feel free to shoot those over to Hot Sci Pod
At Twitter.
on Twitter.
Hot Sci Pod. Or just Hot Science Podcast on Facebook.
Yeah.
And drop a couple things on Facebook if you
If
want
you're
to.
listening to this at all, just go
Just do
somewhere and write something on our shit
Yeah.
somewhere.
Comment on YouTube.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't
Just
even care if
anything.
it's on the video.
Yeah.
You know, you can comment
Yeah.
on the video. Just give us...
Send us a private message.
Yeah.
We'll have a conversation with you.
Hey, man,
next
what's-
time we do this. Yeah, whatever.
What's your favorite color?
Yeah,
Mine too. Cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it Cosmic Latte? Because we'll talk about it.
Oh.
Wrap
nice.
around.
Nice. Reach
Boosh.
around.
Did the reach around.
Classic reach around.
Classic reach around. All right, on that note, let's tug it on out of here.
All right.
Let's do it.
Thank you for listening to the Hot Science Podcast, where our viewership and our listenership are the most beautiful, interesting, and intelligent people on the face of the planet.